Hey YouTube, Untamed here. Wanted to show you guys my newly installed Westcott Designs roof rack. As many of you know, I ended up receiving this over 2 weeks ago at this point, and when I went to tackle the job, first step is removing the TRD Pro roof basket. That comes on the Pro, of course. And I bumped into an issue that a lot of people bump into when they're removing that, and that is stripping a couple of the bolt heads. And I did this, and it's my own fault, and I think a lot of us end up doing this. We use the tools that we have that are close enough to the right tools that we need, and it didn't necessarily pan out for me. So before I show you the details of the rack itself, I'm going to real quickly pop over here for the folks who are trying to tackle this project. I want to foot stomp the importance of having the right tools, right? So you do need to get a little mini propane. There's various types, of course. This is just the one that I bought for it. A little mini propane torch, or a little torch of some sort, because you need to heat the bolt heads of this. So you heat it for about 4 to 5 seconds directly on it, maybe 2 or 3 inches above it, directly onto the bolt head. And what you're doing is you're loosening the red Loctite that is holding the bolts in, holding it in place for the TRD Pro roof basket that comes on it. So you're loosening that red Loctite. Then immediately after torching it, you make sure that you have this right here. Make sure I'm showing you okay. So this is a T40 socket. This is the size you need, and have your socket wrench here, your ratchet wrench there. I recommend 3/8, middle size one. Don't want to go huge on it or tiny, but you need a little bit of torque as you're removing them, because they can be a little bit of a pain even after heating it. So T40 is what you want to use. I ended up stripping 2 of them, like I mentioned, because I was a dummy, and I ended up trying to use your standard, let me show you, your standard Allen wrenches right from the beginning. So I tried using these guys, and although it fit in there okay as I was trying to do it, it wasn't what the job needed. So I stripped 2 of them, but because I stripped 2 of them, I ended up buying a T45. So, one size up from that T40 technically, and this ended up saving me a lot of heartache. Okay, so as I stripped the 2 of them, what I ended up doing is I put this in there because it fit, because it like fully stripped out when I did it. It depends on how much you stripped it, right? But I fully did it when I did it. And what I did was I hammered this in. Again, I don't know if I totally recommend it. It's what worked for me, okay? And it's kind of it is a bit unorthodox, but I hammered this downward into it, almost forcing this to become the new head top. So I hammered this downward into it while it was on top of the vehicle. Not super hard, but enough to get it in there. And I could feel it tightening up and getting stuck in it. And then I ratcheted it out after heating it, and it worked. So I think that it is important to share with you guys, just in case any of you bump into that issue. But try doing that first with your T40 after you strip it. If you do strip it, try hammering it down first to resettle with your T40. See if that works for you. At any rate, so important to have that mini propane torch and a T40 socket. Okay, so let me show you the actual roof rack, as most of you probably clicked the video for that. I think it is amazing. I think it looks awesome. It's really bringing the entire 4Runner together with all the black accents, the RSG rock sliders, the headlights, the Morimoto headlights, the black wheels, of course. I think it's just really coming together nicely, and that definitely helped a ton. So as what you'd expect from Westcott Design, exceptional quality, great customer service. Definitely recommend giving them a look, as always. Up front here is, for this mount here, what I ended up doing, and you don't necessarily have to, you can just totally remove the entire the trim plastic there, but I cut a little piece out. Let me see if I happen to have it. I might. Yeah, I do. So I ended up cutting these out. Puppy dog feature. But I cut just enough to where that bracket would fit directly on top, through it and on top of the actual vehicle. Because that's where you need it to be if you're going to try to get a flush look up front here, right? So, of course, on the other side as well, we cut those out. Here is one of the primary bracket points. I won't walk through all the details. There's plenty of videos of people doing the full install, but right here, of course, we have the cylinders. Underneath I put silicone that's actually keeping the moisture and water out, so it's watertight. Of course, you got the 2 cylinders there, then 2 more back here, and you are utilizing the bolts that came on your TRD Pro roof basket. I'll show you a little top angle here. But exceptional quality. I just love the way it looks. Show you there. So those are the bolt heads that came on it, and 2 of them I'm going to swap out, so they're kind of maybe 80% tightened right now. A couple of them, the 2 that I stripped and replaced, but you can see the white silicone underneath it, making it watertight. You can use black, probably recommended, right? But it's what I had. Here's that signature Westcott Designs bottle opener, which is cool. I'll show you down the side profile what it looks like. And I know I'm not giving you guys anything you haven't seen before on YouTube, but just want to share my experience with you. I'm excited to get that ladder back here. I think that's going to really just finalize the look of it, and I'll show you that. It's in the box here. I'll open that up for fun here at the end of the video with you. But sufficient room for a little shark fin antenna. Again, kind of down the side here. I just love it. I love it. Is Lime Rush looking any better, guys? Don't answer that. No, I think it's coming together nicely. I love it. Okay, as if I said that enough. And the sweet headlights there. So let's open this up for fun. I already kind of opened the top of it. One thing that surprised me is it pretty much comes together. And I thought for sure that I was going to be the one having to, bolt up all the pieces here and actually form the ladder. I don't know why I thought that. This is me kind of looking at this for the first time. This is the bit that's going to go, I think, actually on the actual rear hatch, bolting it to it. So I'm trying to pull it out with one hand here. All right. This is cool. I love how, a lot of the ladders I've seen are always pretty skidamarink-a-rink-a-dink, just really tiny looking, and they just look bulky and look extremely durable. And of course, it matches the look of the actual roof rack there. Got another little bottle opener there, which is cool. So yeah, more to come on this one. This one I figured. It's my first time pulling it out of there. I figured I'd look at it with you guys. Yeah. So, altogether, I'm trying to think realistically what it took, including my fail. I don't even think I want to give you that number because it's not an accurate depiction, but I think assuming I hadn't stripped the heads, if I just started doing it the correct way right from the beginning, I think realistically it would have taken me probably 2.5 hours altogether, 2 hours doing it by myself. Because keep in mind, you are assembling each of the crossbars, you're mounting these individually, but all the parts and pieces come extremely well labeled and organized appropriately right out of the box. So it's pretty easy to get it all laid out on the ground. And like I said, Westcott, they do a pretty good video that explains the step-by-step process of actually assembling it. So I encourage you to check that out. And pretty lightweight. So my wife and I were both able to. She's 5'1", so we're both able to get it on. We mounted it from the back, so we pick it up we walk it over. She had a little, she used a little box over here as we lifted it over the top of it. But super easy. Once I already, remember, I had the cylinders already placed the night before. I let it set in the silicone overnight to make sure it was fully dried up. That way when I actually put it on top, it was going to knock the cylinders sideways or mess them up in any way. So that's how it kind of worked out. But yeah, let's do one more kind of sweeping walk around. Go around the back. But let me know what your thoughts are. I'm excited to get the Westcott Designs lift on it and KO2s. I think it's going to look awesome. All right, team. Well, sorry for another long video, but I'm excited to share this stuff with you. Hopefully some of you can make use of this video and hopefully not replicate the same mistakes I did. So appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.